Welcome, everybody, to another episode of On the Range Podcast, Warhog Tactical Kelley Defense. I am Mark Kelley, and joined, as always, with my co-host and friend, Rick Hogg from Warhog Tactical. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, it is going great. Just want to thank the sponsor of this show, the Firearms Training Notebook. If you guys haven't picked up a copy, there it is, man. Make sure you guys go to Amazon, check that out. Guys, while you're out fishing the interwebs, don't forget warhog.com, kelleydefense.com. Subscribe to the newsletters. And here's the thing, man, we need your help. And I say that with all sincerity. We live in crazy times right now. The only way that we're going to get ahead with anything is by you subscribing, by you liking, by you commenting. Leave us a rating review. You know, for this one here in the little review section, leave us some books in there, man. That way, you know, hey, it's the Firearms Training Notebook episode. But that's what we need, because everything is AI controlled. Everything, you know, has hidden agendas. We're not a woke podcast. We're very much, hey, trying to make you better. So just help us help you. Tell your friends, tell your family, get that word out there. Don't forget, you guys can go to patreon.com/on the range podcast. Here's the thing, Mark. I'm super excited about the Patreon page and the Firearms Training Notebook, because I think it's a great place for people to go and hash things out as far as their training goes, stuff like that. And then, oh, by the way, don't forget, we've got OTR training on demand, and we'll start populating that. More videos, more stuff, because at the end of the day, we want to make you 1% better. And I'm going to start it off like this, Mark. When you came up with the idea, because you're the brainchild behind the Firearms Training Notebook, you know, the initial idea, then we kind of collabed and get all this thing going. When I got that book, dude, it's like crack cocaine. I'm not going to lie. This thing, there's something about this book more so than my regular notebook that, man, I want to get out there. I want to train. I want to make stuff happen. I will tell you guys straight up. So the other day I was out shooting a video, or I should say some videos. I had some content I had to grab for some other projects I'm working on. And of course I'm out there with the notebook. As you notice, I put a little rubber band on mine, just, you know, little retainer. Why, you ask, Rick? I'll tell you why. So the viewers, you get a special privilege. My listeners, you just have to see. But in the back of mine, I've got my Warhog self-eval cards already in there, right? So this is part of the package for me. So that way I always know, hey, man, right in the back cover, boom, they're in there. So I know when this thing is going to the range, hey, if I want to just shoot a self-eval, or, man, I forget my cards, I know they're in the book. But here's a little funny story with the book. We basically built it. We designed it. We did everything else. And I'll show you guys straight up. God, this is, you know, it's kind of embarrassing, but to the point, I was in a hurry, right? I was sitting there trying to talk to the camera, trying to write stuff down, and shot my Warhog self-eval. And if you notice, man, I got all these chicken scratch hash marks, wrote wrong here, because I started writing down, right? I was in such a hurry. I had the pro timer on one side, and I just started going down, not paying attention. I was doing so I didn't make mistakes. But the point being is, you can kind of see all that chicken scratch there. And that was my initial Warhog self-eval for a certain project I was working on, which you guys will find out here about shortly. Super excited about that. But the point being is, I will circle back up to the range. I will show you what proper looks like, because that wasn't, you know, I should have had either the table or tailgate as my platform, trying to ride on my leg, or whatever I was trying to do. And then I'm just kind of jacking everything up. So I say all that, guys, just to drive the point home of, take the time when you're out there training, make sure you're annotating it and collecting this data. And, you know, Mark, we've talked about it before, and I think this highlights right into what we were talking about earlier, is we want to change law enforcement firearms training. Bottom line, you know, and, you know, we've been chatting about this thing a lot. This book is, in our opinion, the tool for that. So not only is it an individual tool where, hey, I'm trying to make myself 1% better every single day or every training session, however you want to look at it. But now think about it. And Mark, you can elaborate from the law enforcement side, but if you're in any type of leadership position out there, and I would say I would love to see this thing introduced at the academy level. Let's teach these kids right from the get-go how to properly train. So now when you open up your firearms block for BLET, hey, man, they're getting their notebook so that they can actually start annotating some data in there. And then if you think about it, hey, man, you issue out the books. You know, if you've already got guys out on the road, okay, give them a quick, here's a book, here's how it works, here's what we're looking to do. Man, think about it from a leadership perspective. Take interest in your people and just go spot check. Say, hey, man, roll call tomorrow. Bring your books. And trust me, you'll tell, is that dude, you know, has he been putting the work in? Or are the pages all blank? The cover's all crisp. Got no, I mean, what? We've only had this thing for a little bit, man. I got freaking dirt and grime and debris and line marks and scribbles and, you know, I mean, it's starting to fill up. And you'll be able to tell, hey, man, is this guy putting the effort in? So I think it's multifaceted, not from just a individual standpoint, but from an overall leadership standpoint, from everything, because, you know, me and you were talking about this earlier. Think about it. You could almost do a buddy check left and right. Hey, dude, pass your book one person to the right, because that's the guy that you're protecting, right? And if you sit there and look and he's got nothing in there, hey, man, my thing's chock full. You're not putting your time in. I mean, we've got to do something to get guys to have some discipline and get this stuff done. So I think it's just a phenomenal tool that can be used all the way around, not only for, you know, the law-abiding citizen, military, law enforcement, 100%. And I'm telling you, there's something about that book that makes you want to get out and train, at least for me. And
Yeah.
I think you're kind of in the same boat.
Oh, yeah, because we've taken like all the little minutiae type of things of what I'm going to do out of it. All you got to do is pick it up. Pick it up and open up and just start filling it out. And you make a great point. The law enforcement community in itself, we're not bashing on the actual training that they're putting on. You know, sometimes we have ideas about that. But what we're saying is this is a tool. This is a tool that will immediately show dividends. Immediately. Yeah. Because you are putting down your goals. You're going out there and you're shooting a drill. And then you're picking out the things that you need to work on, modifying your drills. And that's going to get you closer because now you know exactly what you're working on. Mm-hmm. It's just like when you wake up every day. We talk about this all the time. When you wake up every day, you can either do something that brings you closer to your goals today, or you don't. It's the same way with training. You can go out there and blast all you want, but if what the training that you're doing is not bringing you closer to that shooting goal that you're trying to do, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff on the Vantage Point and Warhog Words of Wisdom when we talk about establishing our goals and what we think they should look like. But if you're not working smartly in your training, it's going to take you a heck of a lot longer to come around to those goals and achieve them. So the piece about the accountability, and it's not like you said, you give them in the academy, and then all your range staff in your departments. Hey, bring your duty belt, bring your holster, bring your gun, and bring your firearms training notebook. Yep. And talk about it. Yeah. Go over it with them. Hey, man, this is what I've been doing, and what are you seeing on the range, Mr. Instructor? What are you seeing? You know what I mean? Hey, dude, I like this. This is good for you, but why don't you add this in? It's something that you can show them on paper that they can use every day. Unbelievable tool. Love it. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you used it on the range and how I've been using it. But, man, we're not trying to, when we say we want to change law enforcement and their training methods, it's not necessarily what they're actually doing. It's just showing them a way of being a lot more efficient at it. And this is a big piece of that. We talk about it all the time. Yeah. And it's driving the point home, right? Everyone thinks that I have to be on the range in order to be training. And that's the stigma we're trying to change. So let's be an honest broker. You guys don't get a lot of quote unquote training time. Give me 5 minutes, 3 days a week. So 15 minutes out of the week to enhance your training.
And the firearms training notebook, man, you can sit there and go, what do I need to work on? But the problem is, I don't think guys really understand what I have to work on. Where's my problem set? So if you think about it, it needs to be broken down. Like, let's use draw from the holster as a prime example, right? So to me, I'm looking at it. There's 3 critical pieces of data that I can pull from a session to figure out how I can improve. So you think about this. First thing, reaction time, right? Now, you can start working on that. And yes, you're going off of Audible. You know, you've got some ranges, they got turners and everything else. But you need something. How quickly can you react? And then you can break that down. And granted, it works a little better in a live fire scenario, but you're out there, you know, extended whatever, you know, platform is your pistol. Hey, fingers already on the trigger, slack's taken out, ready to go. As soon as you hear that first beep, boom, fire that shot. And then look at, hey, man, that's telling you what your reaction time is. A lot of guys, man, when we first start this thing, they're like 0.4, 0.5, you know, because they're almost burning that whole beep before they even do anything. So if you can start trimming that reaction time, right? So you look at right there, that's a tangible that, boom, I can start bringing that overall time. Because guys always go, well, I want to trim my draw time down. All right, well, we start with our reaction time. How quick can we actually react to whatever stimulus we've got? Then you've got to look at the process of, hey, how quickly is my hand going from wherever it's at to get to that that pistol? Now, for my law enforcement guys, I got it. You've got a couple retentions you've probably got to undo. How smooth do we operate in those? Do you actually maintain your holster, right? I've seen coppers, and I'm not trying to bust them, but it just goes into, hey, man, that hood's doesn't even want to roll, you know, or it's all gummed up or locked up or whatever. It's like, dude, when was the last time you rolled your hood? So, you know, a little bit of maintenance on there, but just a quick hand speed to get to the gun. Do whatever, you know, releases you've got to do. And now we're quickly bringing that pistol out, right? But a lot of times it's all slow and methodical, and just by moving our speed. But then you think, once you get at that presentation, how quickly can I present out? So we'll rewind the tape here a little bit, just looking at hand movements, which is something you can just work on your own, but just mirror how quickly can I present? So if you just do, you know, presentation from, hey, the ready position out, think about how long is that taking you? So let's say hypothetically that's taking you 1.25 seconds, right? And your goal is a 1 second draw. Well, dude, you've got to sit there and seriously work on that piece right there. So maybe that's all you focus on, is just how quick can I drive that pistol up? How quick can I get on those sights? How quick can I get them all aligned, press the trigger, boom, boom, boom. Maybe that's all I'm working. Now I start putting all this stuff together. Now it's not such a huge, overwhelming piece. I've got it broken down into a couple different facets where, man, I just look at, where is my deficiency? So cool. I've got a quick reaction time, you know, and you can also have your phone going, recording this stuff, and go, man, good reaction time, but I'm slow. Just my hands don't come out of the holster as quick as they need to. It doesn't present as well. Or I'm out there, you know, looking for my dot or my irons, whatever I'm doing. So that's where, to me, it's critical. If you don't know, because we've asked guys all the time, hey, man, what's your draw to first shot at 7 meters? You know, I'm about. No. You should have a rough mean, not about. You should know, boom, hey, man, I should be here. Okay. But that's what the book, in my opinion, does, is I can sit there and look. And then, oh, by the way, I can go back, and whether I'm looking at either certain drills I've designed, I've picked up, I'm doing, how am I doing with those? And that's why we try to use at least the Warhawk self-eval, is it's just that. It's a self-eval. It's a quick, easy 12-round drill. Takes you 0 time to shoot. Takes you more time to annotate the data, you know, and to analyze what you did than to actually shoot the drill. But think about this, man. If I'm doing that on top of all my training and I'm shooting that thing monthly, you're going to see improvement. You should.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
A big piece of that too is I can hear the questions. Well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to think of those type of things. And well, we're going to help you with that here. We're going to talk about it in a second. But another thing too is, hey, Rick, I don't have a pro timer. There's plenty of applications out there that, you know, that will have a part time for you and beep, you know, at any type of iteration that you want. So those are a couple ideas. But when we're talking about what to do, there's QR codes in this. Those are constantly going to be changing as we update the book so that there's new material out there. So, there's ideas already written in there in the text about what you should be working on and what we think, the goal ideas or the rifle and the pistol ideas and all that stuff. So
and that's
this book is it's something that you can pick up and start using right away.
Yeah. And here's the beauty, Mark, right? You can sit there and again, under let's say the ideas section, dude, you can either use that as a checklist, you can write stuff in there. I mean, there's enough room in this book to annotate different things in there, what's going on, what's working for you, whether it's your, little check marks. Hey man, here's your notes down the bottom. But we talk about this here, you can go back and refer to. So I sit there and go, all right, man, I'm having a problem with X. Well, let me go back and take a look. Or like you said, let me go scan the QR code and see what's going on. There's all kinds of data information out there. Guys just need to extrapolate it and then just go, all right, cool. What am I doing? And then take it from there.
Smooth sack summer is slowly coming to an end, fellas. If you haven't been scaping this summer, it's not too late. It's not too late to clean that up. Support for On the Range podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. As the summer comes to the end and fresh ball fall is approaching, the leader in below the waistband grooming is here to make sure that you are smoother than a beach ball and smell fresher than your girl's pumpkin pie spice latte. You can join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer of 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the our promo code, OTR20. Now, if you haven't experienced the Lawnmower 4.0, you're missing out, men. You're missing out. Do yourself a favor. Go to manscaped.com and check out the Performance Package 4.0. That has everything you need. Has everything you need. It comes with a great bag, the shed, so you can put all your tools in it. All kinds of other products that you can choose from. They also have boxer drawers. They have the Crop Reviver Toner. And that bag is awesome. It's the premier package that they offer, the Performance Package 4.0. So go check it out. Again, visit manscaped.com. Use the promo code. Use the promo code, guys. Don't miss out. OTR20. Save yourself 20% and free worldwide shipping. Trust me, the ladies will love you for it.
But the other part I got to hit too, Mark, right? The beauty is we try to give you guys blocks. When you're looking at, when you're kind of looking at your blocks there, right? You've got all your little check marks, and I just opted to do checks, right? So could I put times in there? Could I put, hey man, could I write times in the side and go, hey, this is what I'm trying to do or work to, or, was that a good one? Was it not one? However you want to do it. That's the beauty, man, is you've got a lot of flexibility built in to this that you just have to figure out what's going to work for you. I can give you ideas, but it's better coming from the individual. Go, hey man, I've got a template. Now I just got to fill out the template and then figure out what's going to work best for me as far as getting that information or getting that training session in.
Yeah. And you already talked about it's a big piece with that, recording yourself on your phone. You can see it. You'll be able to see it before you actually look at the times. But on the example page for the drill page, you see how we've got some times and some hits in there. You can put some text in there and then compare it to the next day. Heck, you know what? If you want to put, it's kind of hard with the data at the top, but if you want to put on each of those rows what the date was, you can save yourself some time and use, a big bulk of it for dry fire as well.
Oh yeah.
It's not something that that you have to burn through. You can use it any way you want. Any way you want. It's for you to modify, but this is just the bones of it.
Yeah. And so like for me, what I'm doing is each session, that's its own fresh page for me. Right. So I'm going to sit there and go, all right, I'm going to work and things will become apparent here when some things get out, because I really can't talk about some certain things right now because of disclosures and releases and everything else. But my point being is I personally like to go, hey, man, especially in this case, I'm working with the new pistol, right? I'm working with some new equipment. Am I going to potentially be at my same starting point? Dude, just be an honest broker and go, all right, let me bump it up a little bit. And then let's try working going, hey, man, can I get to where I need to be or where I'm used to running? So again, you got to think guys that are going from, God forbid you make the switch from a striker fire to a double action. God, that'd be a horrible deal. But dude, there's going to be a learning curve in there, right? So it's going to take you some time. So at least for me, I want every session to be its own page in the book. And then I'm just filling out as much data as I can for me that's going to work for me. So like I said, whether it's I sit there and go, hey, I know I'm looking for, let's say I'm going to work draw from the holster because I got new pistol, new gun, or a new pistol, new holster. Want to work this out. All right. I'm going to start at what I think a rough mean time is. All right. Boom. And then from there, I'm going to go, all right, I'm going to give myself, I don't know, 5, 10 reps, whatever you think is going to work for you. And then let me try to bump it down a little bit and see if I can still stay within that time. Oh, okay, I'm hitting those marks. Let me bump it down a little more. Till finally, you're going to find the point where I go, hey, man, for this session, this is the best I can do, right? Here's where I'm at. Now, in a perfect world, I'd work that a little bit. Now, when I go out to do my range session, I should sit there and go, hey, here's about the mean that I'm looking for when I go to work. Let's say, draw the first shot. I should be right around this point. And then it just goes, yep, is my data coming together or is it not? So like I said, Mark, super excited because I was out the other day and I'm not going to lie. I ended up stealing 3 pages, right? One range session. I was like, oh no, I got to work this. I got to work that. Yeah. I got to work that. Mm-hmm. And that was just by design for me. And we opted, we tweaked a little bit. I did a different drill. So on the plate rack, yeah, it's cool to shoot the plate rack all the way across. But to me, mine was, I was running it where I was doing 5 rounds in the mag because on a 6 plate rack, I'm going to have to do a speed magazine change. So I wanted to force myself to work some speed magazine change stuff in there. So again, whether I hit all 5, and that was my intent, right? So I want to sit there and get at least a good clean 5 there and then conduct that speed magazine change. Boom. Man, look at all the data in that one, just that 6 simple rounds, right? Maybe I got 7, maybe I got 8. I don't know. So in essence, I've got that whole first block, and this is why I was burning through the book here a little bit, right? So just in that one drill. So I've got 6 critical pieces of data. I've got a draw from a first shot. I've got what's my indexing per plate. I've got a speed magazine change in there. What was that time? And then boom, I've got my overall time. And was it clean? I eat it up. Was I 6 for 6 or was I over on my shots? Right. So I've got all this data there, man. And all I was doing was just taking a row, filling it in, taking a row, filling it in. Right. Some were good, some weren't. Some, you sit there and try to push the wheels off, but that's okay. But I still want to sit there and take all that. And then maybe I put a little note at the side that goes, wheels fell off. Why? I sit there and, hey man, I'm going to run this thing. I'm just going to burn this one down. Right. I'm going to see what I can get out of it. So don't just think that, you're limited to, I've got to try to squeeze one thing into that whole box. Dude, to me, it's not just about the time, because the time gives you something, but it doesn't give you everything. If I can break down every single shot, especially with, I just basically call it the 5 and 1, but if you're doing that 5 and 1, I've got that speed magazine change time. I've got to sit there and take a look at. I should annotate that every single time, because am I hitting my marks there? Did I fumble? And then, oh, by the way, I'm making some type of sidebar note. Yeah. We biffed the draw. We biffed the mag change. We biffed hitting targets, I had to burn through the whole other second mag, because just don't put one in there, right? You don't want to cheat yourself and just put one.
No.
You put your 5 in that one mag, and then you top off your other mag. You might need it. You might not. So, yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing too, though, is you touched on with that little segment about the drills you were doing is this gives you a starting point. It gives you a starting point on every drill that you do.
Yeah.
And then the second thing it does is it lets you be creative, and it starts to realize how much data you can get from that. Everything that you do up into the completion of the task, like a draw, is a piece of information that you can write down and compare it to the next time. You can actually, and it's happened with me before with certain tasks, you actually take that information and process it and look at what you can do cleaner or something a little bit different. You actually may end up doing each individual task slower and come out with a quicker time because you're spreading it out across the task. And you won't be able to do that if you don't write it down. There's no way, because you're not going to remember it, and you're just not even going to realize that you can pick up some speed there. It takes you forever to get out of the draw. Then you come out and you find your presentation, your first shot, and your next 5 shots rushed.
Yeah.
You clean up that draw, you got a lot more time. And seconds matter, and those are things that you can identify right away by just writing it down in this book. Super, super excited about it. I mean, just the power. I mean, when the military started coming back and we learned the value of the tourniquets, everybody went to it and everybody's like, man, this is great. And what do? We train with them, right? We talk about the importance of it. How is this any different? It's exactly the same thing. It's going to be game changing if you start pushing this out to your guys and gals and they start seeing the results immediately.
Yeah. But it's kind of like this, Mark, too, right? You got guys. So we ask guys, hey, do you have a notebook for your workout? Oh, yeah, I got one of those. But you don't. So you've got one to get your swole on, but you don't have one that's going to save your life. I'm a little confused, right? So maybe it's just ignorance and they don't know. But this is, like you said, this is the tool, in our opinion, that changes the game, that gets your life-saving skills, because that's what firearm training is, especially if you're an armed professional. It's life-saving skills to get you better. And, with that, we don't want the journey to be, just a singleton journey. So what we're trying to do, and again, I am not the super fan of social, right? Social is a super manipulated, crazy, woke garbage place. However, let's try to use it for our advantage. So we're going to use the hashtag TFT Notebook. So Tango Foxtrot Tango Notebook, all spelled out. We want to build a community, right? So again, we're looking to try to have guys as a place for accountability. So it's easy if, I got the book, but I'm not doing anything. Dude, just post your, stick in your storage up. Yep. Paid the rent, worked out today, or dry fire today, or live fire today, or, quick clip it out on the range or whatever. And oh, by the way, the backside support to that is we've got the Patreon page where we've got some great patrons, man. And of course, some are already going, hey man, I haven't got my book yet, dude. We've got nothing to do with the books, guys. Unfortunately, we do not control the printing presses. We don't have 300 on stock. Maybe here shortly, but as of right now, we don't. So again, I've got zero control as far as that goes. But my point being is, if we can build a community of like-minded people, share ideas. Hey man, I did this and it was working hard. Here's how I used the book for this, or this is what's working for me. That's what we're looking for. And I'm sure as this thing starts to progress, there'll be a volume 2 and a volume 3, or updates, or however we opt to, use the verbiage. But it's not, here's the thing. It's not a one and done.
No,
it's going to be a continual, we're going to look at ways that how can we improve this, right? Because even we want our training notebook to be 1% better. Do we know what that 1% better is right now? Well, we're still, let's get it out there. Let's get it in people's hands. And hey, man, somebody might go, hey, have you thought about this? You thought about that? Some things will make sense. Maybe some things won't. Who knows? But
sure,
we want to build that community. And what we can think of right now, that's the best thing. If somebody's got a better idea, stick it down in the notes, shoot us a email, something. But that's what we're thinking right now, to try to build a good, solid training community.
Yeah, this book and the Patreon group is going to go hand in hand, because we've been posting up, content on that thing it's getting close to a year now. And, it's going to reflect in your training as well, if you have those drills that we hear people working on and that are being successful, we're going to steal it and we're going to make content with it. And we're going to pass it along through our videos. Hey, man, there's no secrets here. You know, if we wanted to make just $1 gazillion with some, we could have come up with some widget, put some multicam on it, and sold it. Well, this is a little bit different. This is something that we felt is going to benefit. And we've been talking about it for years. And then all of a sudden, bam, you know, we came up with the firearms training notebook. And it looks great. It's a great size. You can ball this thing up, stick it in your pocket, stick it in your range book or your range box.
Yeah, super durable.
Super easy to have with you. Yeah. And, you know, like the bookmark and maybe some different materials, you know, that's down the road. I've had people ask me, hey, is it waterproof and all this other stuff? Look, it's a book. It's a notebook. Just like all my other notebooks. They're not waterproof either. But, you know, we're going to take those suggestions. And if there's materials that we can work with that are going to make it better, that's the key. Does it make it better? And we're going to implement it. But super happy with it. And I really believe that if you're in an influence in your local police department or military unit, you've got to at least have the conversation. Reach out to us, have the conversation with your range staff. We're not trying to tell anybody how to run the range. What we are saying is that this is instant accountability that you can require your folks to do and bring in. Give it to them. Here you go. And let's talk about it. And I'm telling you, this is addicting. It's addicting when you start looking at the gains that you get. And we've been doing it for a long time. You know, we write down, oh my gosh, I picked up a half a second on that, and I'm steady with it. Dude, you pick this up and you got the pages all laid out for you. All you got to do is fill it in.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. You can call your drill whatever you want. But man.
Yeah. No, I mean,
love it.
super excited, Mark. And again, just looking for the feedback from guys. And again, that hashtag, you know, the TFT notebook, man, that I think that's a starting point. And we'll just take it from there.
Yeah.
So,
Guys are getting their book yesterday and today. I think they're starting to roll out. So hit that hashtag and show us some pictures, you know, holding it up and, you know, displaying it. We're getting a lot of support, man.
But you can't have this one. It's not for resale.
Yeah. Don't even ask. Not even for resale. So, but, you know, Rick had mentioned it. There are going to be some copies that we're going to get and hold and do some stuff with. And, hey, here's another thing too. Don't think that there's not going to, it pays to be a winner at our trainings. It pays to be a winner.
Yes, it does.
It pays to be early. It pays in a lot of different ways besides the content. And don't think that, you know, there ain't going to be some winners out there and it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, we really wanted to help out our military and law enforcement guys with their training and not just the instructors, because there's a lot of great instructors out there doing a tough job. You know, they're in a pinch to get their guys through and gals. And I think this will help. This will help them.
100%.
And super excited about it.
Yeah, man.
So anyway, guys, make sure that you swing by warhog.com, kelleydefense.com. It's got links to all of our stuff, including the book. We're going to put some links in the show notes. Had a little trouble with the Amazon link on the podcast, the audio podcast show notes. Bear with me, guys, but if all you guys and gals go to amazon.com and search Firearms Training Notebook, it's the first thing that pops up. By the way, thanks to everybody who supported us. #1 new release for at least 30 hours.
Yeah, buddy.
#1 new release in the time management section. I hate to say it, we beat out Tebow. I know he's, you know, him and the man upstairs are tight, but we beat him out a little bit. So make sure you swing by warhog.com, kelleydefense.com, click the cover art of the book, and also check out our industry partners. Our industry partners, and we're going to start bolstering that too because we got some folks that we want to showcase. Go ahead, use those promo codes, save yourself a boatload of cash. Don't pay retail. Don't pay retail if you don't have to. Go check out and see what we have. Rick hit it big time today, the Patreon group. Make sure you go to patreon.com/On the Range podcast. Check that out. Become a member and have a lot of fun with our Zoom calls. We do those a couple times. Now, last week, and maybe this week, it's going to be tough. We were busy. We had the publishing going on. We have all that stuff going on, and we're going to push out some notes. We apologize that that's getting pushed back, a week, but we do that twice a week, and it's a great time. A lot of good transfer of information.
Twice a month.
Twice a month. What did I say? Twice a week?
Twice a week.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like the most busiest person in the world, but it seems like these last couple weeks have been crazy.
It
has been crazy, and we appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
No, it's been
appreciate it.
good.
Yeah. Go to Amazon and pick up yourself a copy for your law enforcement, your military friend, yourself, your training buddy. Make sure you search the Firearms Training Notebook. It's going to pop right up. Matter of fact, I did a search. I just put in Rick Hogg with 2 G's. Boom. Popped right up.
There you go, buddy.
Popped right up.
Yeah.
So
They make
thanks, Rick.
great. Yeah, buddy. They make great birthday gifts, anniversary gifts.
Forget about it.
Oh.
Forget about it.
There you go. All right, buddy.
Yeah, great gifts. All right.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Rick. Let's do it again, pal. Everybody,
You know it.
train hard. What do you say? Train hard. Be safe.
Train hard, stay safe. See you guys out
safe.
there on the range.
Yeah.
Yep.
OTR out.